I feel like nobody really is talking about it, but Kawhi Leonard, right, and James Harden are locked in. They know what's at stake. They know what they need to do this season. And there's no one really talking about it, how locked in they really are. I mean, look at this play here, okay? We're going to get this high pick and roll. Now, we all know how Big Zoo is absolutely dominating the NBA this year, so defenses have implemented a new strategy in terms of stopping this high pick and roll, whether it be Kawhi or James Harden as the ball handler, right? So as we come off this thing, you're going to notice one thing specifically. Instead of sending Sabonis up on that double team and allowing that roll to the basket to happen using Zoo in the short roll, what the defense is going to do is stagger, okay? What does stagger mean? They're going to use his top side defender and they're going to blitz him or fire him down low to Kawhi Leonard. Okay, now with that comes rotation. With that comes a blender of the defense. So boom, we draw the double team on Kawhi. They play the roll to the basket extremely well, but now we have the number game. Okay, whenever you're able to generate that double team, now we have the numbers. So we kick it out to James, we create rotation. He's got to play point A and point B. So now he goes over to James. James could take the three, but he finds the backdoor cut here with Chris Dunn. And look at Big Zoo walling off the backside of the basket. So we go up and then under, and then Chris Dunn has a phenomenal finish to get this bucket. Now, this was a very close game. They almost blew this game. We're going to break down exactly how this game went and how they were able to win it. And man, this was a massive win for the Clippers, who will have another massive game versus the Warriors in just a couple of nights. Hit the like button. Let's dive in. Now, something that's very underrated about this team, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Ben Simmons, right? In transition, they're very difficult to stop because very good playmaker, right? In James Harden. Ben Simmons, very good playmaker in transition. Big Zoo off the short roll, outstanding playmaker, right? But look at this team. As we get out into transition, look at Ben Simmons, right? He turns on the burners, starts to accelerate downhill, and the only guy that can stop Ben Simmons is the big man. So if he can get this big to kind of plant those feet, we have a wide open backdoor lane to the basket. But again, the most important thing is attacking that big man. So he drives inside instead of out, getting that big on his toes, and then boom, no look lob pass to the airplane, Derrick Jones. This team is so smart. Okay, again, they know what they need to do, and this was a big win tonight. Now 49-32, one game above the Golden State Warriors, who they play. But man, they need Minnesota to lose and or they need to beat Golden State on Sunday. It's going to be a crazy game. Get ready for that one. We'll be covering it. All right, another great play. We talked about playmakers. Why not Kawhi? He's going to drive into the lane. Right, first thing that we're going to recognize, they're already rotating the defense over. They're playing what we call an in the gaps type of defense, where they don't want Kawhi driving baseline, so they send that big over, right? They don't want Kawhi driving inside, because what they're going to do is rotate the defense over. Now, Kawhi Leonard is one of the most underrated players in the league when it comes to court mapping ability, understanding where defenses are going to rotate from. But look at this play. As he generates that full commit by DeMar DeRozan, right? He has two guys open, Bogdanovic and Derrick Jones. He's got point A and point B, and DeMar DeRozan has to cover both of those guys. So as Kawhi gets to that point of attack, he gets DeMar to overcommit to the ball. And now we're going to find Derrick Jones, and now look at him, wall off. Look at him immediately wall off. That is genius. No one talks about how smart these guys are as a duo. Easy three. Again, when you're watching the game, not a lot of people really recognize it because it's happening so fast, and I don't either, which is why I have to go back and watch the film. But again, the wall off. Do you see him really execute that wall off? Watch him really get there, okay? So again, he gets the isolation, draws the double, the triple team. He gets right in front of DeMar. Waits for him to jump, passes the ball, and look at the execution, the acceleration from when he gets on the floor to boom, get in front. Again, I love it, man. I'm all in. All right, once again, what do we notice about this play? In the gaps. They're playing the in the gaps defense, which again, they're trying to force the ball out of Kawhi's hands. And honestly, wait, before we get into this play here, do me a big favor, guys. Hit that like button. If we get over, let's say 500 likes on this video, we'll be dropping a part 2 tomorrow. Okay, so if you want another one of these videos, right, I'm not going to be able to cover the entire game in just this video. So if you want a part 2, let me know in the comments by putting down P2. And lastly, subscribe. Let me know, or not let me know, but Join the family. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and we got you guys covered. All right, here we go. So in the gaps defense, basically saying, hey, we'd rather you drive inside than baseline. Okay, so first of all, they're giving him that. They're saying we're going to draw this defender over. We're going to stagger him over, make sure he's there, waiting for you if you do drive. But what Kawhi is going to do, he's going to drive in, he's going to step back, and notice, listen, this defender is not big enough to really contest my shot. So if I'm able to generate that separation, planting my foot into the ground here, getting you backwards, I'm still going to take this shot no matter what. And if this guy does overcommit to me, I know I have James Harden. So in this guy's mind, right, in this defender's mind right here, he knows, listen, I got to get back there, man. I cannot leave James Harden wide open. So he starts to get back, right? And Kawhi's wide open. Understands what you're going to do before you even do it. And he even wanted the foul there. Let's see. I didn't really see a foul. There's a little bit of hand grabbing. But still, Kawhi Leonard, man, different breed when he gets in that bag. All right, here we go. Now we're setting up a James Harden play. We're coming off this thing. This is what we call a double drag. We'll call it a DD for this video. But you got a screen from a big, and then you got a second screen from the guard. Now we're fully going off this thing quick. We're going to roll him to the basket. We're going to pop out Bogey to the three-point line. So again, as we come off this screen, boom. Now as we screen that big man, we get a little bit of a mismatch down low. But as this defender, he knows he cannot leave Big Zoo open because he's been dominating all of the past 3, 4, 5, 6 months. He's been dominating in that high pick and roll situation. So as we drive off, look at the contact we're able to draw there on Carter, I believe Devin Carter. And then look at James. Easy layup. Not only do they panic, right? Because look at Sabonis. He's trying to rotate over, creating that double team on James Harden. But now you can't because you get a backside screen. And then boom, we create that 2-on-1. And James Harden cooks it all day. All day. And speaking of the pick and roll, this is one where it works. So we set the screen, right? We want to stop on this for a three-pointer if our guy goes underneath. If he goes over, most of the time we'll curl this off into the lane, putting pressure on the big as Zoo rolls to the basket baseline. All right, so let's read how this play happens. So he goes over, okay? So again, first thing that we know, when we go over screens here, we're rolling to the basket instead of shooting the three. Now we're creating a 2-on-1 opportunity with Sabonis. Now, either they're going to rotate from that weak side or they're going to keep that 2-on-1 and hope the big does a really good job. So as we roll off this thing, look at Bogey, get to the point of attack. He's going to force it over, commit by Sabonis, and then dump it down last second. And then the roller, Big Zoo, so tough to guard, man. So tough to guard. Another defensive possession here. We're going to send a fire at the top of the key with Big Zoo. Right, we're going to kick it over to Sabonis. They're going to try to initiate this high DHO, a dribble handoff. And look at Derrick Jones here. Gets his hand on the basketball, creates a turnover, and then we get a fast break opportunity for an easy point, easy dunk on the other end. Now again, this game was not easy. It came down to the very, very closing seconds of a missed buzzer beater to win for the Kings. If you guys want that part 2, because I'm going to end it here, let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.